43. You're welcome to this YouTube channel. Kindly subscribe to the channel. If you are new to this YouTube channel, kindly subscribe. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to solve quadratic equations. Okay, quadratic equations using factorization method. Using factorization method, I received quite a number of questions on how to find the factors. Okay, how to find the factors of quadratic equations. How to find the factors of quadratic equations when you are using factorization method. Okay, so I decided to do more questions on this topic so that people should be able to understand very well and have no difficulties in the questions that they may encounter. Okay, so these are the questions that we have here for today. And if you are new to this YouTube channel, kindly subscribe so that you should be notified whenever I do a lesson. And if you want to get in touch with me, you can actually contact me on this number here, my WhatsApp line. This is my WhatsApp line. It is also my direct call line. So my number is 0975334778 plus 260-975-334778. You can get in touch with me on the same line, either WhatsApp, Facebook, or any other platform. All right, so these are the questions that we have here. Okay, so in the previous video, someone inboxed me and asked me that in the next examples I should include this kind of questions. Okay, so this is the question that I was asked to solve. All right, so this is the question. Actually, let me even start with this same question. All right, these questions, you find them in your exams. So this is how you can solve them. So let's say solutions. All right, solutions. So I said we should start with this one. We'll start with the number 4. Okay, so number 4 is saying that x squared minus 2x is equal to 0, like that. X squared minus 2x is equal to 0, like that. All right, so how do we solve this question? So this question is actually a question on factorization. If you hide this equal sign when you're told to factorize this one, it is just simple. So in factorization, we look for what is common on both factors. All right, what is common on these two numbers here? All right, so what is common here, what I mean is a number that can enter here, or a number or letter that can enter into this letter and in this letter without leaving a remainder. What is that letter or number? So that number or letter is what? It's just x. X can enter in this one without leaving a remainder. Okay, so when you write x, open the bracket. All right, so x can enter in this one. Okay, so mean that it's just dividing. All right, so x can enter into this. All right, so this one, when it is entering into this, is actually like cancelling. All right, so for example, this is how it is. We are actually dividing like this. We are actually dividing. Let's take it for instance, this one. So this one, the way it is written as x times x, that is x squared. X times x, it will give you x squared. So they are saying that we should divide by what? By x. This is what is written here. X squared divide, how many times can it end? So it is just like this here. So meaning that this x will cancel, that x will cancel. What do we have here? We have x only. All right, so this is what you should be doing, but this is the first way. So x, you cancel the 2, you remain with what? With x, like that. Okay, so minus this x goes with that x. Okay, what do we have? What is going to remain is actually 2, like that, is equal to 0, just like that, as simple as that. Then here, you remember I said if you have two variables and they are equal to 0, two variables and they are equal to 0, what you're supposed to do is to equate these variables to 0. So you equate them. X is equal to 0, or x minus 2 is equal to 0, like that. Okay, so here the answer is already there. So we'll just continue solve this one. So x is equal to, when this one comes this side, it is in negative sign. When it comes this side, it will be positive what? Positive 2, like that. Meaning that this equation has two solutions. The answer, it has two answers. So this one, 0, and this one. Okay, so that's how you solve this kind of questions. I hope you've understood those who asked me to solve this question. All right, so that is how you solve that question. Then we'll go on. Start with number 1. Okay, so on our number 1, we have this question here. Okay, we have 2x squared minus x minus 6, right? 2x squared minus x minus 6 is equal to what? Is equal to 0. So this is the question that we have on number 1. All right, so this is the question. So how do we solve this one? So I said you look for the product. Okay, you look for the product, you look for the sum, you look for the factors, like that. You look for the product, you look for the sum, you look for the factors. As simple as that. Now, how do you find this product? Okay, how do you find the product? All right, so in the previous video, we actually said that this is what is A. The one that is squared is A. The one that has 1x, it is what is B. And the constant is what is C, like that. Okay, so this is C, not 0. It is C. And we actually said that if you want to find the product, we multiply the coefficient of A and the coefficient of C. All right, the coefficient of A and C. So that's how we find the product. So we multiply the coefficient of A and the coefficient of C. So what I mean is you multiply these two by -6. Okay, so 2 times -6, what is the answer? The answer is what? 2 times -6, the answer is -12, like that. 2 times 6, the answer is -12. And the sum, I actually said that it is the coefficient of B. The coefficient of B meaning the number that is attached to letter what? To letter B. So the number that is attached to letter X here is what? Is -1. Okay, so the number that is attached to negative X, it is -1. So this is the sum. Now, how do we find the factors? So this is where the questions were. Okay, so this is where my concern is, on how to find the factors. All right, so the factors that you're supposed to find, there are two numbers that when you multiply these numbers, they should give you the product. Okay, they should give you the product. Two numbers, when you multiply them, okay, I don't know what those numbers are, but when you multiply the two numbers, they should give you the product. And the product, we actually found that it is what? It is -12. So think about it. What are those two numbers? When you multiply them, they should give you 12. And when you add those same numbers, they should give you the sum, which is -1. Think about it. What are those numbers? that when you multiply, they should give you the the product, and when you add them, they should give you the sum. So think of those numbers in this world. What are the numbers of the same factors that when you multiply them, they should give you 12, and when you add those numbers, they should give you the sum, which is -1. Okay, so let's try. Let's try. So we can get either 1 times 6. 1 times 6 is what? Is 12, or is actually 6. We should say 1 times 12. 1 times 12. 1 times 12 is equal to what? Is equal to 12. But when we add these numbers, are they going to give us -1? No. Okay, either you put a negative this side or you put a negative this side, it won't give you. All right, so what are the other numbers? So we found that there is 1 and 12, or should we say -1 and 12. When you multiply them, they can give you -12, but when you add these numbers, they won't give you the sum as 1. So try to rethink again. What are those numbers? Okay, the numbers that can give you 12 when you multiply, the two numbers that can give you 12 when you multiply them. So this is the process. This is how you find those factors. Okay, so those numbers, you can say there's 2 times -12. 2 times -6. Here we found 12. Okay, 2 times, there is also 2 times what? -6. It is actually giving us what? It is giving us 12. But when we add these numbers, are they going to give us -1? Is it possible? Let's say 2 plus -6. Is it going to give us -1? No. So meaning that this is disqualified and this is disqualified, because when you try to add these numbers, when you add 2 minus 6, it is going to give you -4. Okay, so when you add them, they're not going to give you. So these are disqualified. These two are disqualified. What are those numbers? So try to rethink again. In this world, the numbers that when you multiply, the two numbers when you multiply them, they should give you -12, and when you add them, they should give you what? They should give you 1. So the factors of 12, the factors of what? Of 12. The factors of 12. So let's try. There is also 4. Okay, 4 times 3. 4 times 3, it is going to give you what? It is going to give you 12. Okay, so 4 times 3, it is going to give you 12. Now let's see if we add these numbers, are they going to give us -1 as a sum? Are they going to give us -1? So when we add 4 plus 3, it's going to give us 5. What if we put a negative somewhere? A negative somewhere for us to get this sign, for us to get this what? -1. If we put a negative here, when we add 4 minus 2, 4 minus 1, is it what number is it going to give us? When we are adding, it is going to give us what? It's going to give us +1. Okay, now what if we the number that we're looking for, it is what? -1. What if we put negative here, then we try to add? So -4 plus 3, what number is it going to give us? So -4 plus 1, or plus 3, it is going to give you -1. Okay, it is going to give you what? -1. So mean that these factors, they are qualified on this question. So this is how you find this answer, the factors. So mean that these factors are what? Are the ones that you are supposed to use. So look for those numbers in the world, in the whole world. The numbers, all the numbers, just list them. When you multiply them, they should give you the product, and when you add them, they should give you what? The sum. Okay, so mean that these numbers, these two numbers, so there is -4, and what? And 3. So these are the factors. So let's solve now. So we'll get this same equation. So we'll get the first one, you get the first one. So these are the factors. What I mean is when you add these two, so let's say -4 plus 3, what is going to be the answer? The answer is going to be -1, like that. It is going to be -1. So the factors are those numbers, those two numbers. When you multiply them, when you multiply the two numbers, like for instance we have here, so we have -4 multiplied by 3, okay, it is going to give us -12. 4 times 3, -12, like that. When you add these two numbers, they are going to give you -1. So these are the factors. So we get this so we get the coefficient of a, which is 2x squared, okay, this 2x squared. Then you get one of the factors, so it is what? -4. So it is -4x, okay. Then this one, it is what? +3x. All right. So these factors, these two, they have just replaced the sum. They have just replaced the sum. The sum is what is b here. So we've removed this, we've replaced it with that. So what is going to follow? This -6, there is negative what? -6, like that, is equal to what? 0, like that. So from here we now factorize like that, as simple as that, okay. So we look for a common factor. A common factor is a number that can go in both numbers without leaving a remainder, okay. So the number that can go into 2 and 4, the number that can go into 2 and 4 is what? Is 2, okay, is 2. The number that can go in x and in x squared and in x and in x squared, it is what? X, okay. So then open the bracket. So these 2 cancels that 2, x cancels that what? That x, that power. So what we are going to have, we have x, like that. Then minus 2 into 4. 2 into 4, it's what? It is 2, like that. Then x into x, x cancels, x cancels. So we are going to remain with this, just 2. So here we get this sign, positive. So what number can enter in both numbers, in these two numbers, without leaving a remainder? So you find that 3 can enter in both, okay. So 3 can enter in both. So 3 into 3, just 1, okay. So 3 into 3, just like that, okay. Then what are we going to remain with? It is x, like that. Then positive into negative, it is what? Negative. Then 3 into 6, 3 goes into 6 2 times, like that, is equal to what? 0. So for you to know that you found the correct answer, these two which are in the brackets must be the same, okay, must be the same. So you've seen there's x minus 2, x minus 2, like that. So from here you get those that are outside the bracket. So outside the bracket, this side we have 2x, and this side we have what? We have +3, like that. So then you just get one of these. You can get either this one or that one, just one and the same. So x minus what? Minus 2 is equal to what? To 0. So we've actually reached this stage here, this stage, okay, where we have two variables, okay, two variables equated to 0. It is actually here, two variables equated to 0. So equate the two variables to 0, like that. So 2x plus 3 is equal to 0, or x minus 2 is equal to what? To 0, like that. Then you find the values of x. So it is 2x is equal to, when this one comes this side, this is positive, when positive 3, when it comes this side it will be negative 3, like that. Then you divide both sides by 2 since you are looking for x, not 2x. So this goes, x will be negative 3 over what? Over 2, like that. Alright, x. So when we come to this one, x, this one comes this side, okay, it will be equal to, when this is negative, when it comes this side it will be positive what? Positive 2. So these are the answers that you are supposed to find. These are the two answers, the two possible answers that you are supposed to find on this question. Okay, like that, as simple as that. So let's go to number 3. Let's go to number 3. So number 3 we have number 2. Number 2 we have, so number 2 we have x. We have x. So number 2 we have x squared minus 7 x equal to 8, like that. X minus 7 equal to x, like that. So if you remember very well, I said that the quadratic equation is in the form a x squared plus bx plus c equal to what? To 0, like that. So you can actually see that this is a, this is what? This is b, because it is attached to what? To x. So this one which is squared is a. This one which has x is what? Is b. And this one, it is c. Okay, so but they are in the form of this, and they should be equated to 0. So mean that you are going to bring this 8 to this side. So it will be x squared minus 7x. Then when 8 crosses the equal sign, it will become negative 8, equal to what? What will remain this side? It is 0. So this is our a, this is our b, this is our c, something like that. Here as well you find the products. Okay, so the product is the coefficient of x squared. The coefficient of x squared is what? Is 1. The coefficient of c is what? Is negative 8. Okay, so you multiply 1 times negative 8. So we multiply a times what? Times c. So 1 times negative 8. 1 times negative 8 is what? Is negative 8. Like that. How about the sum? How about the sum? This is s. It is s. Okay. How about the sum? So sum, I said it is the coefficient of b. So you get the coefficient of b, 7x. So it is just 7. Negative 7. The coefficient of b is negative 7. Here you can actually see that it is negative 7. So how about the factors? Okay, so think of those numbers. When you multiply the two numbers, they should give you negative 8. And when you add the two numbers, they should give you what? They should give you the sum, which is negative 7. So what are those numbers? The two numbers, when you multiply the two numbers to get negative 8. What are those numbers? So you start with the ones that you've used when finding the product. So we said 1 multiplied by negative 8. So we said that 1 multiplied by negative 8. So we said 1 multiplied by negative 8. That is what we actually said. Okay, and it actually gave us what? It gave us negative 8, like that. Okay, so it gave us negative 8. So what will happen if we add these numbers? Are they going to give us negative 7 as the sum? So let's try 1 plus negative 8. Is it going to give us negative 7? So 1 negative times positive, positive times negative, it is what? It is negative. Then 8 equal to what? 1 minus 7. 1 minus 7 is what? Is negative 7. So mean that these factors qualify. So the factors, we have 1 and negative 8, like that. So these factors are actually qualifying to give us this answer. So we proceed now. Since we found the factors, you proceed as simple as that. So this is how you should find the factors. But I'll also teach you another method. If you can't find the factors, you can't find them as fast as you can. So there is another method which we call completing the square method that I'm going to do in the next video. Okay, so in the next lesson that we are going to do. So here you get this, the coefficient of we get x squared. Then since the factors are these ones, these are the factors, so we get this and the last part. So the last part is negative what? Negative 8 equal to 0. So now we want the factors, these factors, so that we should replace the what? B. So we should put them here to replace what? To replace this. So we have 1 and what? And 8. We have 1 and 8, so we can actually put plus. So 1, so when you put 1, put the x. So those factors, they should get the x factor, okay? They should get what? They should get x. So 1x, so it will be 1x here. So but you can't write 1x, it is just 2x. Okay, it is positive what? Positive x. So when you get this, it is negative 8, but it should have x. So negative what? 8x, like that. All right, so here now you factorize like that. You factorize as simple as that. So what is the number or a letter that can enter in both numbers, in both of these, without leaving a remainder? And that letter is what? Is x. So x can go in x, so this x cancel, okay. Okay, so x into this one, so it cancels the square, so you have x like that. Then plus x into x, it is actually 1. Okay, x into x goes into x one time, so you get this sign here, sign negative. So what is the number that can go into these two without leaving a remainder? So the number is what? Is 8. So 8 can go into this one. So negative into negative, it is what? Positive. So you don't put positive. So 8 into 8 is just 1. Then 1 times that x, it will be what? X. So negative into negative, it is positive. Okay, negative into negative, it is positive. Don't forget this. This is where people make mistakes. So then 8 into 8, it is actually 1, because x goes into 8 one time, is equal to 0. As simple as that. So now we get those that are outside. Okay, so that are outside, this side we have x, then this side we have negative 8. Then if you remember, I said you get one of these, so that is x plus 1 is equal to 0, like that. Okay, is equal to 0. So when you reach this part, when the two variables are equated to 0, you actually equate these variables to 0 one by one. So x, we get this one, x minus 8 is equal to 0, or x plus 1 is equal to 0, like that. So x is equal to this one. When it comes this side, it will be positive 8. So 0 plus 8 is just 8. Okay, or x, when this one comes this side, it will be what? It will be negative 1. Then 0 plus negative 1, it is actually negative 1, like that. So these are the two answers, possible answers, that you are supposed to find. Okay, that you are supposed to find. All right, so we actually have the last question. We have the last question. And the last question is this one, which is 5 times that, which is 5. So the last question, it is, so the last question is, so I'll find it here, from here. Okay, so the last question we have, 5x squared minus x minus 4, okay, equal to 0. So here you find the product, 5 times 4, okay, 5 times 4, 5 times negative 4, it is equal to negative 20, like that. Then the sum is, the sum is what? Negative 1. Okay, then the factors, the numbers that you can multiply the two numbers to give you the product. Then, okay, so what are those factors? So we actually multiplied, let's to try with those that you have used first. So let's try. When you multiply 5 times negative 4, it is giving us what? It is giving us negative 20. So let's try to add these factors if they are going to give us the sum. So we're saying that we have 5 plus negative 4. These are the factors that we had multiplied. So 5, so negative times positive, it is going to give us negative. Okay, so 5 minus 4. 5 minus 4, it is equal to what? 1. Not positive 1. Or it is positive 1, not negative 1. But we are looking for what? So these are actually giving us 1. But we are looking for our actually this is the sum, our sum we get is, okay, so we get negative 1, so it is negative 1, not positive 1. So we're not looking for 1, we're looking for negative 1. So let's try to get this negative, we put it this side, if it is going to give us negative 1. So say 5, negative 5, then plus 4. Okay, is it going to give us negative 1? Yes, it is going to give us a negative 1. So the answer is what? Negative 1, like that. Okay, so mean that these factors, they qualify. So the factors that we have is negative 5, okay, and positive what? Positive 4. So these are the factors that we have here. So we are going to get this equation. We get the first part, 5x squared, then we get negative 5x, then positive 4x, then we get the last one, negative 4, like that. Okay, negative 4, like that. Then is equal to what? Is equal to 0, like that. Is equal to 0. Then we factorize. As simple as that. As simple as that. Okay, so as simple as that, like this. As simple as that. So here there's 5x. Okay, there's 5x. So what is common, which can go into 5x and 5x? 5x squared and 5x. So it will be just 5x. So 5x. So 5 into 5 is just 1. Okay, then this x cancels that x. What we are going to have is x. So it is just 1x, but you can't write 1x. Okay, so 5 into 5x. 5 into 5x. So it is what? Just negative what? 1. Because this one is positive. So positive into negative, it is negative. 5 into 5x, it is just 1. Okay, then you get this positive bar, like that. Then what is common here? The one that is common is what? Is 4. Then 4 into 4, it is x. then positive into negative, it is negative. 4 into 4, it is 1, like that, is equal to 0. So you get the ones that are outside. 5x plus 4, okay, then x minus 1, like that, is equal to what? 0. Then you equate these to 0. 5x plus 4 is equal to 0, or x minus 1 is equal to 0. So 5x is equal to, when this comes inside, it is going to be negative 4. We are looking for x, so divide both sides by 5. So x is equal to negative 4 over 5, or x, this one, negative, when it comes inside, it will be negative 1, like that. Okay, it's going to be negative 1, like that. So we have solved these questions. Now let me give you the exercise. Let me give you the what? The exercise. Make sure you send these questions in my inbox using that same number, which is here. This number here, 0975334778. That is the number that I'm using. So make sure that you send, okay, or you send to the group, the WhatsApp group that I have on WhatsApp. Okay, exercise. So we have question 1. So question 1 will solve this one. So solve x squared minus 2x minus 35 equal to 0. Then the second question, okay, number 2, is 2x squared minus 5x minus 3 equal to 0. Number 3, so number 3 will actually solve this question. X minus 1 multiplied by x plus 1 equal to 8. So this is actually 8 here, equal to 8. Then lastly, number 4, we are going to solve 2 open bracket x minus 2 close bracket squared is equal to 8, is equal to 18. Okay, is equal to 18. So this bracket is squared. Okay, so these are the questions that I want us to solve. Please try them. These questions, you might find that one of them has come in your exam, 2 or 1 of them has come in your exam. Okay, so these are the questions. Thank you for watching, and if you are new, kindly subscribe to my channel. I'm Tutor Patrick Divine. If you want to get in touch with me, you can contact me on this line, +260 975334778. That is my line. So please, let's solve these questions and send them to this number, that same number, on my WhatsApp line. Okay, thank you for watching. If you are new, kindly subscribe and share to your friends. Thank you for watching once more. Enjoy your day.